Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my new episode of my TV show. Okay, so today is December 10, Saturday 2022, and today I'm going to show you my latest, it's like a box of foods that I bought from Diet on Sale. And I might show you some other stuff in this video, so stay tuned. Well, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the Diet on Sale. Just got today, so I'm just gonna open it up so I can show you what's inside. Wow, look at all this good stuff. Here's the whole loot. Some of these include new, fresh on the market items that you probably have never seen before. Well, I'm just going to go over them one by one. Some of these foods I have had before, but some of them I never had before. I'm sure you might have seen me eat these mini crusts, which is like a cereal. It's like a snack, more or less. It's pretty skimpy. You don't get very much of it. It's like 28 grams or 130 calories for 12 grams of protein, 4.5 grams of fat, 28 grams for the whole 7 servings per container, less than 5 milligrams of cholesterol, 150 milligrams of sodium, which is pretty low. 10 grams of carbohydrates, 8 grams of sugar, 7 grams added sugar. It contains less than 2% daily value of potassium, 10% daily value of iron, and 6% daily value of calcium. Well, it's not terrible, at least. It's not super awful, but it could be better. Now I got this creamy hot cocoa, which is from Skinny Delight. Well, it's Robard, both of these. Most of the foods I bought from Diet on Sale are from Robard. That's the manufacturer. This is the only thing. This is from Bariatrics, which is Protomax, which is the dark chocolate shake and pudding mix. I've had this several times, and I do really like it. Yeah, so I bought like 3 shakes and 3 protein bars. Well, yeah, I'll get to the protein bars and the shake pudding mixes later. I'm just gonna go over all of the protein bars are from Robard, and so are both of these meals, which is pasta and such, and the oatmeal and the cran grape. Those are the only things that are made by Healthwise, aka Nutritional Resources Incorporated. Okay, so yeah, let me get back to creamy hot cocoa. So I'll just go over it to tell you what it is. Okay, for 21 grams per packet, there's 70 calories, 1 gram of fat, where it's extremely low, 5 grams of carbohydrates, 1 gram of fiber. So it's pretty low carb. I'm sure that it's like four net carbs, so this should constitute as being keto. 12 grams of protein, and even though there's not as much fat, so it won't please the keto guys out there, well, forget them. Never mind, because it's actually, it goes to show, I know I've said this in a video before, that just because it's keto doesn't mean it has to contain a lot of fat, or it can have a little or even no fat at all to be keto, as long as it's low carb. Okay, so it contains 12 grams of protein. It has 110 milligrams of calcium, 180 milligrams of potassium, 0.7 milligrams of iron, which is 8, 4, and 4% daily value, respectively. Because most of the Robard products, pretty much all the Robard products except for the protein bars and protein shakes, contain 12 grams, whereas the bars and the shakes / pudding mixes contains only 15 grams of protein per serving. Okay, so on to the cranberry, which is the only cold drink, which I really love this cranberry. Even though it's not best to have it during the winter, because I'm just going to do a brief weather check outside. No, yeah, sorry if it's really blue, but it just takes some time for it to adjust. Just look at that. It's really pretty snowy outside. Anyways, let me just get back to the show. I shouldn't get too distracted. So, cranberry. This contains, just about all health-wise products contains 15 grams of protein per serving. So this has, let's see, 60 calories per packet, which is 19.6 grams as it weighs. It contains less than 1 gram of carbohydrates, but other than that, it's basically just straight protein. You know, if you make this, it makes kind of like a nice foamy, so good, I think. I can probably even make it a little foamier if I know how. It's so delicious. Okay, so 15 grams of protein. Yeah, so it has 123 milligrams, which is 10% daily value of calcium. No vitamin D, unfortunately. It contains 90 milligrams of potassium and 0 milligrams of iron. Yeah, it says 2% daily value. It's very odd. Okay, so let's get back. So, I mean, it looks a little crooked here because, I mean, no pun intended. Don't worry, I didn't get it like this. You know, I wasn't cheated or getting lousy service. I mean, it was pretty neat and tidy when I got it up. But what happened was I put it down in the basement, like in the cellar, and I would stack them up, and then I put them back in the box just so I can present to my viewers what's inside of here. And I explained like what's it on it and everything. Okay. So, much like the apple and cinnamon one, which is the maple brown sugar, I had this before, 100 grams, or 100 calories per 26.6 grams. It contains 1 gram of fat, 8 grams of carbohydrates, and 2 grams of dietary fiber. So, just 6 net carbs, pretty much, and 15 grams of protein. So, it's mostly protein. Pretty much. Okay. It also contains 1 milligram of iron, 135 milligrams of calcium, and 125 milligrams of potassium. Go figure. Okay, so, I got these two, I've had this many times. Well, maybe not that many, probably about 3 times in my life, which is the macaroni and cheese. It's really good. And they only give you about 3 of these packets. The reason is because they're so big and bulky. I mean, they could technically put in as many as 4, but they just want to be careful not to break it. That's probably the reason why they put 3 in. Okay. So, it contains, there's 60 grams per, which is about 2 ounces. And it is, roughly 2 ounces per serving. So there's 220 calories, 4 grams of fat total, 2 grams of saturated fat. It also contains 15 milligrams of cholesterol, 880 milligrams of sodium, which is a little high, but it's not awful. It's 35 grams of carbohydrates, only 1 gram of dietary fiber, 3 grams of sugars, no added. 12 grams of protein. So it's predominantly carbs here, but it's not terribly in terms of nutrition. But I'll just say, I mean, that's of course giving my own opinion about it. It contains 140 milligrams of calcium, 1.2 milligrams of iron, and 110 milligrams of potassium. Now, let's get this out of the way, and we'll get on to, sorry, hold on a sec, I'll be right back. I had to shove it in. Yeah. And, okay, so the fettuccine, which is 200 calories. It contains 12 grams of protein, 4.5 grams of total fat. This weighs 59 grams, so again, it's 2 ounces. 2.5 grams of saturated fat. It contains 15 milligrams of cholesterol, 870 milligrams of sodium, which is still a bit on the high side. 33 grams of carbohydrates, 1 gram of fiber, 2 grams of total sugars, no added sugars. And it also contains, 15% calcium, which is daily value of, 190 milligrams, 1.1 milligrams of iron, 200 milligrams of potassium. And that's it for the, I guess you could say, entrees, but I would say they're more like a nice side dish. I mean, there is more volume and, of course, more calories, but the protein remains the same. So, which isn't terrible, I think. So, on to the protein bars. I've had these before, I think, the shortbread cookies. It kind of has a Christmassy kind of feel, because that time of year is December, it's the winter time, and they have, 160 calories per bar, it's 45 grams per bar, which is probably about an ounce and a half, or 1.5 ounces. 5 grams of total fat, 3.5 grams saturated fat, so I guess it is mostly saturated fat, but it's not awful. 250 milligrams sodium, less than 5 milligrams of cholesterol, 19 grams of carbohydrates, 5 grams of fiber, 7 grams of total sugars, 6 grams added sugars, 5 grams of sugar alcohol. So if you subtract 10, then it's only 9 total carbohydrate, 9 net carbs. No, sorry, 10. Wait, yeah, it is 9 net carbs if you subtract 10, which are from 5 from the fiber and then 5 from the sugar alcohols, then you get 9 grams of the carbohydrates. And it's 15 grams of protein. And they give you all the information. It's not too bad in terms of vitamin D content. It's like 10% daily value of. But most of the stuff here is around 15-ish percent. And that's expected. I mean, this is what's called a nutrition bar. They have various categories. They have the nutrition bar. They also have the gourmet bars. They have the snack bars. Okay, so let's go over the lemon meringue with yogurt flavored coating. And this contains 150 calories, which is 10 calories less than before. It only contains 10 grams of protein, so it's 5 grams fewer. It has 4.5 grams of total fat. It's 38 grams for how much it weighs, so it's bound to be a bit small or pretty light. Never had these. I don't think I've ever had these before, so that'll be my first time. 3 grams of saturated fat, 170 milligrams of sodium, 19 grams of total carbs, 2 grams of fiber, 10 grams of total sugar, 9 grams of added sugars, 10 grams of protein. It contains 6% daily value of calcium, 4% daily value of iron, and for the potassium it's 80 milligrams, 2%. Last but not least, I've had this before, I'm sure I did like it. It's the Vanilla Crunch bars, which is, all these are just nutrition bars, so, but this one doesn't have as much nutrition in terms of the nutrients, like, say, vitamins and minerals and such, which, anyways. Sorry if there was a bit of a jump cut. My dad just sneezed, and it just annoys me. Okay, So anyways, the Vanilla Haribo Crunch Bar contains 160 calories per bar, 45 grams, 5 grams of total fat, 3 grams of saturated fat, no cholesterol, 230 milligrams of sodium, 19 grams of total carbs, 6 grams of fiber, 5 grams sugar, alcohol, 7 grams of total sugars, including added sugars. So that would be 11 minus 19 equals 10 net carbs. And it contains 15 grams of protein, and the rest you know. Lots of vitamins and minerals, generally in the around 15% daily value of each item. Okay, so let me just now let's get on with the shakes, pudding mixes. The dark chocolate I've had several times. Well, in case if you've forgotten about this, let me just refresh your memory. Yeah, 30 grams, which is around 1 ounce per packet, which is per serving, obviously 7 servings per container, as usually the case, but not these so much. These are just 3 because you can only fit so many in a box. So this contains 100 calories. This has 1.5 grams of total fat. It has less than 5 milligrams of cholesterol, 240 milligrams of sodium, 9 grams of total carbs, 5 grams of fiber, 2 grams of sugar. So this only has 4 net carbs. That's pretty low. And 15 grams of protein. So it's mostly protein. Well, that's pretty expected. Of course, same goes with the protein bars, hence their name. And most of the nutrients provided, which are the vitamins and minerals, are 20%. And vitamin D, yeah, baby, at 4 micrograms vitamin D, which equals 20%, baby. Okay. So, and these ones you've never seen before. I just ordered these, and these have been around for probably, gonna have to say maybe since late November. So it's been around for about maybe 2 or 3 weeks now. So these are new flavors, which I'm willing to try. They sound very interesting, which are cinnamon swirl and creamy cookie. It's very weird why they call it that, but I'll find out when I give it a try one of these days. I can demonstrate to you sometime. Okay, so here we go. The pudding and shake mix of the cinnamon swirl. This contains 100 calories because the protein shakes pudding mixes are around 100 calories and 15 grams of protein. That's pretty typical. Sometimes they contain 90. Like if you get like the Nutritional Resources Incorporated make, like that when they manufacture it, it goes like 90 calories while still maintaining around 15 grams of protein. But anyway, so it contains 1.5 grams of total fat, so it's pretty low in fat, 5 milligrams of cholesterol, 120 milligrams of sodium, 6 grams of carbohydrates, less than 1 gram of fiber, 2 grams of sugar. So it contains probably about 6 grams of total carbs. So that's not terrible. I mean, at least if you're on the keto diet, but don't really like to go into that. So it contains 15% or 15 grams of protein, 20% daily value of each. And I'm sure this is bound to be pretty nutritionally similar, which is the creamy cookie. So let's see. This contains this contains 27 grams per packet, and this contains 26 grams per packet. And this contains 100 calories each, and this has 1.5 grams of fat. No saturated fat for either or, and 5 milligrams of cholesterol, 120 milligrams sodium. This contains 6 grams of carbs, and this contains like This contains 3 grams of sugar and no fiber. This contains 2 grams and less than 1 gram of fiber. 2 grams of sugar, less than 1 gram of fiber. And of course, both contain 15 grams of protein. And just about, or the overwhelming majority of these are around the 20% daily value mark. So that's at least as far as my diet food that I bought off the internet goes. So I've got a surprise for you. What you're about to see, what you're about to see is some food that I bought from the Dollar Tree. Well, or $1.25 tree, whatever, $1.25, you know, because that's technically how much it costs per item because of the confounded system with how they're creepy, the greedy corporate businesses that are just they just are, you know, it's like they feel like, oh, like, well, we need to keep up with the times and stuff. Who cares? Well, anyways, I'm done with the rant. Let me just show you what I've got here. So all this food that you see right here, not this, that's just bone broth, so ignore that. But, this is David's original, jumbo sunflower seeds. For the whole packet, it's 300 calories, and it contains 13 grams of protein. That's a whopping amount. It's 48 kernels, or, well, yeah, 48, you know, seed, I guess, you know, for the whole thing. I mean, this gotta contain more than 48. There's gotta be, like, say, probably about 300 or probably 500 of these in here. I don't know. I'm only just making a rough estimate. Just making a guess. So, then I got these. I really do like these Campbell's and Healthy Choice. This manufacturers, the SpaghettiOs. These are basically, you can, if you have a smaller serving, that'd be great to serve like a little kid. But for an adult, like me, who's almost 30 years old, because I'm going to have my 30th birthday pretty soon, so I can't wait to celebrate it. So, the SpaghettiOs, we got the meatballs here, we got the Franks here. And I'm not really going to go over it too much because it's just, I don't know, it'd be just too much. I mean, all I can say is it contains 410 calories per serving. At least for the meatballs, it's 380 calories per serving, or at least, and we're talking for the whole entire can. Just for one can. That's pretty darn good, you must say. For the kiddies, it's 220, I mean, unless you really want to skimp, you can, but I much prefer to have the whole entire can. But that's just me. No, it's all up to you how you want to do it, but I always eat, like, corn from the can, like, the entire serving. So, okay, so this contains, yeah, this is, I'll just go with where, this has 13 grams of total fat. It has, let me go look at carbs. 54 grams of carbs. It's really high in sodium, and it has 19 grams of protein. Not too bad, at least for the meatballs. For the macros here, it would be 12 grams of fat. Sorry about that. My camera's a bit blurry here. Okay, it also contains 52 grams of carbohydrates and 1,050 milligrams of sodium. That's really high. And 16 grams of protein. Not too awful, but I know there's some people who would say, this is very unhealthy. Well, forget them. Okay, so we got the Kitchen Classics, the chicken noodle soup. This has 140 calories for the whole can, 10 grams of protein, 3 grams of fat, 18 grams of carbohydrates. So it's mostly carbs, but it's still got a significant amount of protein. It's fairly low in fat. So, yeah, these are mostly carbohydrates, but they got plenty of fat. I mean, it's almost like balanced meal. So you get all three of those macros, like your carbs, your fats, and your, most importantly, your proteins per serving. It's pretty good. And then we got the chicken with rice. There's 10 grams of protein per can, which is 190 calories, 425 grams. That's a lot. It contains 5 grams of total fat. It contains 25 milligrams of cholesterol. It contains 26 grams of total carbs. It contains 10 grams of protein and 20% daily value of potassium. For the chicken noodle, it's 180 calories and for the whole can. And it contains 3.5 grams of total fat, 1 gram of saturated fat. It's 30 milligrams of cholesterol, which is quite low. It's a bit high in the sodium. And 25 grams of carbohydrates, 13 grams of protein. So it's mostly carbohydrates, but a substantial amount of it comes from protein. And some of the calories just comes from the fat. So, and then we got, we're just going to check the cholesterol amount for this. This is 45 milligrams per can, so that's like 15% daily value. And this contains, let's see, for the cholesterol, this contains 50 milligrams. And this contains 35 milligrams, which is for the Campbell Select chicken noodle, chicken noodle soup, which is so common. Even though I always like the Robar's chicken noodle soup, it's really good. And so with chicken with rice and little vegetables or whatever, but it's pretty low in, I mean, it has a good amount of protein, but it's sadly pretty low in volume. But I mean, it's like you get pretty thin soup out of it. So if you want something for the price, I'd say go for this. But if you're looking for something that's, I guess, higher quality and that might be safer to consume, then go for Robard. But what do you expect? I mean, Campbell's is a very common brand, so I mean, I wouldn't say a generic brand, but it's very commonplace. Same with Healthy Choice, and yeah. So yeah. Anyways, like for the David's Jumbo pack of sunflower seeds, it contains 24 grams of fat, which is not too bad. I mean, it's mostly polyunsaturated fat, and it has a lot of monounsaturated, pretty low in saturated fat. So this is pretty good keto, I'd say. 420 milligrams? That's a lot of salt they put in here. 8 grams of 8 grams of total carbs, 4 grams of dietary fiber, less than 1 gram of sugar, no added. So that's like 4 net carbs and 13 grams of protein. So this is strictly keto, for sure. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it as far as the food goes. And now, it's time for me to say farewell. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed showing you all the food that I've been buying, both on the internet and in store. So, I hope that things go well with you, and in case if I don't return, I mean, I might maybe at some time, maybe next week, I don't know when, but if I do, in case I don't, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I'll see to it that I get here for Christmas and for my birthday and for New Year's. So, bye everyone. Have a good day.